had a pretty strong run of support slots recently. What can you tell me about them?
Man, we've been really lucky. I don't know. This year, something just shifted. I guess we did Flesh God, and what else did we do? I can't remember. Everything's look. This whole year so far has been an absolute blur, but there's
Mm.
lots on the go, and but that was the highlight. But what else did we do? Do you know what we've done?
So the main one that I remember from your socials was Flesh God because I know that you filmed it.
Yeah.
Um, but you did hang on
I should
you know
know my
I'm
restaurant.
scrolling back. Witch Grinder.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Buddy's that was great. That I should have known that. That was very very recent, and that was a lot of fun, man. We did the back-to-back shows. We played Stranded, rest in peace,
Hmm.
and Moe's, which is still kicking, and they were amazing shows, and I'm still trying to recover from them.
He still has the guy from Witch Grinder has the front man has one of the two coolest openings. Like guy walks out on stage. It was I can't remember who it was somewhere. It was at Eaton's Hill, maybe Static X,
Yes.
maybe
Yeah.
yes. And he came walking out on stage and he had a beer stubby in his hand and just expertly did this ping, like an M1 Garand clip in Call of Duty, just ping straight up in the air, loud as anything. It was like he'd mic'd up his beer bottle just to take a swig, and I was like, that is one of the two coolest walk-ons. I think the other one
Hey,
was Randy Blythe, in case you're wondering.
yes. That is cool. Hey, shout out to Trav. I don't know if he's out there somewhere, but good dude, great
Hmm.
front man. They are a great band, man. Witch Grinder have been around for a long time, and they just keep killing it, man.
They've got some serious chops. I was very,
Hmm.
very impressed. Yeah. But did you manage to, I don't know, talk shop or anything with the guys from Flesh God?
Not really. It was very. I don't know if you played in bands before.
Negative.
Oh,
No
okay.
musical talent to speak of.
Look, man, really polite guys and girl, like great people. But when they're backstage doing their thing, it's business. They're focused. So we just let them do their things that are waved, you know, But managed to have a brief chat with them. They were very, very cool. Like talking Star Wars, which was something that made me very happy. But apart from that, we kind of like let them do their thing. Same with the Wolf hard guys. Intense. That
Yeah.
wolf intense, but really cool people. But I guess they're very focused on getting their job done, if you know what I mean.
I just had this random imagery. You were talking about Flesh God being serious. And I'm just picturing you standing there with a beer bong, looking all dejected, going, "But I thought we were going to party."
I thought we were friends. I thought we were. No, it's anyone that sort of played those shows knows it's sort of like you try and keep your head down, stay out of the way, and have I mean it's good time. That was like one of the best shows we played. It was they really looked up. Shout out to Sebastian. I'm going to be doing this a lot because shout out to everyone who looks after us because we
No,
appreciate anyone that takes the time to help us out.
honestly, dude, I reckon that as soon as you stop doing that is when you start losing your head up your own ass.
Yeah,
I
mine's
find
too
some of
big.
the best people still, I don't care how big they are, they're like, constantly big upping people. It's nice.
Oh
Now,
man,
yeah,
I'm ruining your show now because I'm.
yeah. This is
I was gonna do it.
see. This is all this was. Everblack is just doing the sneaky sideways. This is like some Arnold Schwarzenegger at a bodybuilding competition. It's
No,
like,
I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to. But I do find it difficult sometimes trying to shift modes. Trying to do
oh,
the bit and
Neville, if we had a
the
readership, they'd be very upset with you.
You do. I love what you
Uh,
guys. You're amazing.
Mate, well, you share something in common with Clark Kent in that the simple removal of your glasses turns you into a roaring titan of metal. That's not a question; it's just an observation.
Thank you. Thank you. There's also a problem with that is I'm very blind without my glasses, and I'm very known for like you watch me. If you see me play, I will 100% eat shit off stage at least once a gig, and it's just one of those things. But it's hard. Do you do it? I mean, I tried doing like Trevor Sternard, rest in peace. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
he he used to wear his glasses on stage, and I started to do it, and I broke my glasses, so I can't do it. So I've got to go back to like that guy.
Yeah. Does Tomcat have much of a stage? Are you? I've never been there before.
I don't know, but I'm about to find out how far it is to fall.
We'll put some pillows in the photo pit for you.
There's things where they, like they do, like test stunt falls, and they've got
Yeah.
the thing. I just need to start having those on my tech sheet. Yeah.
Mate, I've been on the drive home. I managed to listen to your new EP, not once, not twice, but three times. It's terrible. No, I'm kidding. It's awesome. Uh, Mate, how long have you been working on it?
We've been working on it for a while now, actually. Not many people have heard it yet. Comes out July 5. It's called Villainous Part 1, Reverence. And man, a lot of those songs go back a fair while, even to the start of the band. And before we moved on with our new style, we want to make sure that we honored those songs of where we've sort of been. So probably about a year, we've sort of just slowly been tracking it ourselves and chipping away at it. And man, I'm just stoked to finally have it out,
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah. Well, for blokes like me who are more newcomers to the band, how would you describe the stylistic shift that is, throughout the band's trajectory?
When the band started back with when it was just basically me and Dan Maynard, shout out Dan Maynard,
Hmm.
uh, it was very Mastodon sort of driven. It got heavy, and then my best friend Shane, who no longer plays drums, who might be coming back. I know he's coming back to play drums somewhere. I keep telling him, man, you got to get back on the kit. It got heavier because he loves his blasts. But as the band sort of swap change members and things over the years, the songs took on the personalities of the people that came in. So that's what you've heard is some of that. Some of it's a bit of Dan, some of it's a bit of Dario and Jamie. To now with the guys we've got in the band now, like James, he loves his tech death. His favorite band's Archspire. So he's brought that into the band, and I love that stuff too. Like our song Veins is heavily influenced by that stuff. So that's more of where the band's sort of heading is due to. Am I answering the question properly?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I
So that's what
noticed a
they
bit of that
thought.
tech debt in some of the. I just did a couple of the, and it's like, oh, it's very arch-spiry.
Yes,
Yeah.
he loves that stuff. And same with Christian, our drummer. He's very and Jackson as well loves all that. So it's getting heavier, deathier, a little bit more technical than what the EP, I guess the EP really represents. But we really want to pay respect to where we've been with those songs, and especially the members that had contributed to those songs. It's dedicated to those guys like Dan, Dario, Rory, Shane, and Jamie. The people that sort of came before and got us to where we are, if you know what I mean.
Ollie from Archby actually gave us our most argued over, um, like controversial statement of the whole year. I don't know if you remember the
I
thumbnail.
remember it. Yeah.
Girls don't go to metal shows. I was like, Oh boy, they didn't like that.
But he's that guy that he's a bit of a shit stirrer. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? And obviously, look, girls do go to metal shows.
yeah.
Um, yeah, he loves stirring. Hey, he's a funny
Fuck.
dude.
Oh yeah, if there's ever one to kick the hornet's nest, it's fucking Ollie.
Ollie.
Now, mate, the Fall of Eternia had some epic guest vocals. How did this come about?
Okay, so that one has quite a few different people that have popped in. Mainly, the main one you're hearing is Sam from Iron Nexus.
Mhm.
Great band, check him out. I always had this image in my head of having like a death metal opera. Like I wanted it to be, I was like, it's got to be the Bohemian Rhapsody of death metal, but obviously it's not. But I wanted
Yeah, yeah.
to. I had this vision of having all these parts come in, so it would be like a not a play, but tell
Mm.
the story of behind the song. But yeah, so I needed a sorceress. If you're familiar with He-Man, Masters of the Universe, the song is about Skeletor, and it's here somewhere. I've got a few of them. Because all our stuff is all nerdy shit. And I was like, it needed that part. It needed a really strong female vocal to break up all the deathy, yelly, screamies and bring in this really operatic, to lift the song up a bit. And she just nailed it. Like when I was there when she recorded, and it just gave me goosebumps. She's incredible at what she does. And then I've got a few others in the Hales, the Chance, like Jeffro from Piston Fist, Ollie from Our Last Enemy, guys like that. Who I should have this written down. But yeah, my boys from those bands, and we've got Deprivation in there as well. My mate Ben from Deprivation, he's jumped in there as well. And a few other surprises we'll announce very soon. But I just wanted to have everyone sort of included into it and make it feel like it was a little bit more of a collaborative thing.
Just for everyone playing at home, if Neville has forgot to mention you, that's because he hates you and he doesn't value your contribution.
No. Don't you start. That's going to be my blurb now. Yeah, like at the bottom, it's going to be like, Nev fucking hates everyone. But I don't. I'm just a foggy brain at the moment. But
love it.
we do. I don't want to jump ahead if you got other questions. But
No. Look, speaking of what did you call it? Deathy, screamy, I think.
Yeah.
You've got a hell of a set of pipes. Is
Thank you.
pipes the word for death metal vocal? Subterranean pipes, maybe?
Yes, sewer, garbage holes. I don't know.
Catacombs.
Catacomb. I like that's a much better term than garbage sewer pipes. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Easy. Yeah. Who are some of your kind of vocal inspirations?
Ooh, I have a few. Trevor Sternard is a big one.
Mhm.
When it comes to the heavy stuff, like Dez. Dez is another one. I don't know, man. I guess more the physical side of things, like performing. I would say Barney from Napalm. I found I'm a bit of a pacer like him, but vocally, I'm very, I don't know. I try and draw from as many people as I can. The industrial stuff. I guess Combi Christ. I'm a big Combi Christ fan. If you know those guys, Andy from Combi Christ, I think is like one of the best frontmen around. So I like his vocals a lot.
I'll tell you, if anyone needs a cardio just idol, Barney's like Running Man is just he's a Running Man, and he also has another one called Bees.
I love it. But I get it though. I totally get it because when you're up there, I don't think for him it's not a conscious thing at all. He's not going, I'm going to run around and do the, you know, he just
Just energy.
feels it. It's kind of like a Peter Garrett, where Peter Garrett, I'm sure if you Peter Garrett, you said, you know, Peter, do you, you know, when you're doing the thing, you know, are you conscious? He would have no idea that he's, you know, doing that.
Yeah, it's just his thing. No, I completely respect it. Um, Now, mate, obviously, you and I got to know each other through our passion for wearing our own logos on our chest at gigs and your
Hmm.
work at EVERBLACK Media. So, who have been some of the most entertaining interviews that you've done?
Man, my favorite is Odorous. Dave Brocky from
Oh,
Gore. He
wow.
one of my absolute. He's talking about comedy, like comedy heroes. He was my comedy hero. Like that dude could make me laugh, offend me, but make me laugh like no one else. It's old
Yeah.
interview, but that's my favorite interview. That was just wild, man. If you get a chance to check that out. Billy Corgan, I'm Smashing Pumpkins are my favorite band, so that was a really really special one.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, man, each of their own. You know, it was a tough one. It was a tough one. I mean, you probably know you've done a few yourself where you know some you just really get along with, and then others it's like you got to try and rank.
In terms of, yeah, you could literally, they could be your favorite band on the planet and you'll just absolutely shit the bed in the interview and it'll be horrible. But some band that you also could not have given less of a shit about,
Hmm.
um, suddenly turns around, turns into an amazing conversation. Villy Vallow from
Yeah.
him, I got offered it and was like, I know that name and I think that might bring us clicks, so fuck it, I'll do it. And literally had, I think, all of 40 minutes to prepare, and yeah, just had a mad conversation. It was just a really, really, I know Scandinavian man is nice, stop the presses, but
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely lovely human being. So there you go.
I heard that everyone was saying he was really cool because you know you probably had the ones where you think they're going to be really difficult. You're
Mm,
like, and they'll come through and they'll be like, "Hey man, how are you?" Oh. Like the first time I spoke to Dez, I was absolutely shitting myself, you know. And
yeah,
you've spoken to, he couldn't have been nicer, you know. Like
yeah.
how, yeah,
I think once you've done Henry Rollins when you were 19, the, that level of terror is hard to beat. And he was
I
lovely, but yeah.
man, he's on the list, but I chickened out with that one to be honest. There's
Uh,
my
yeah, fair. Well, I think he was only doing emailers on the most
yes,
recent one.
that's right. And I can't even spell my own name, so I didn't want to like send him this shit like crayon picture of
Hi,
me.
Henry.
Hi, Henry. My name is Nev. And with be a picture with me with a microphone, like a stick figure, and him just as a brick, with a big grimace.
Rick
Um,
in a black t-shirt.
yeah, that's right. That's right. And me, he would have just looked at it and gone, "What the fuck is this, dude? Like, what is it?" So I don't know. I kind of just went, you know what? I don't. I'm a talker. I can talk, but I can't intelligently write something. So I'll just leave it. There you go. That's an honest. I told him that too.
Yeah, and these days I don't consider that an interview these days. Like, if it's all I can have, then I'll do it. Like I had with Phil Anselmo, I think 2 years ago. Very guardedly, agreed to an email one and only answered, I think, 8 out of 10 questions. But yeah, I don't think it counts. It's like I want to be able to talk to you. And it's like,
Yeah,
no, I don't
man.
want to do a phone at Zoom. I want to be able to fucking see you.
It's about that connection, dude. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like it's about connecting with another human, And it's weird. You probably go back to doing the old phoners, because I did phoners for years, and it's so I don't know. I struggle going back to phoners now.
Oh yeah. You used to have to. It was literally. I started in 2005, and it was literally putting a dictaphone next to a next to the the phone
Yeah.
speaker. It was the bad old days. But,
Yeah. Yeah. But we still get them from time to time, and they always sound awful. You know, there was like,
yeah, shit house, and editing them's a pain in the ass. Yes, it's not my.
man.
But
Fuck
yeah, I mean,
fuck them. Fuck telephones. Ain't that much. Fuck telephones.
that's why I insist on Zoom. Yeah, I don't have journalistic integrity. I do this to talk to rock stars.
Yeah. Phones.
I don't care about the viewers.
Right. Anyway, I'm derailing your thing again.
No, you're not. Have you watched any of my interviews? I'm kidding. Of course you have.
I have. I love them. Of course I have.
See, I'm shocking. I don't watch anyone's because I barely have it in me to watch anything like TV shows or anything these days. My attention span has shrunk so little since I got sober. That it's like, oh hey, watch my big long interview on YouTube, and I'm like, okay, buddy, if it's on Audible or Spotify and I can listen to it when I'm driving home, maybe. But I'm not sitting down watching a YouTube video, which is probably why mine look like shit because I don't consume enough of this media to, know what I'm doing.
You do no, bro. Give yourself more credit. You do a very, very good job, and I respect you.
Oh, I respect you too.
Oh,
yeah.
No, I do. No, seriously, you do a great job,
mate. Honestly, there have been very few fuckwits in this, in this little kind of indie media, bubble that we circle ourselves in. Like it's a good mob, like everyone. I don't really have anything bad to say about guys like Heavy and Wall of Sound and all of these people. Everyone's just doing their thing. No one's seems to be really outwardly hostile or trying to fuck each other over. It seems to be in a good space right now. So hopefully it continues.
I hope so too. Many more good times. I think that's it. Just everyone's got to support each other.
Yeah. So what are your plans for the rest of this year, both with, I guess, with Snake Mountain and with EVERBLACK?
Okay, so with Snake Mountain, we haven't announced our dates yet. We're very close to doing so, but we're going to be heading out on a little trek down south. So we're going to be doing Sydney, Melbourne-ish. Melbourne. Geelong, that is about to be announced, which is a really cool one as well. And then back up for Necrosonic. It's kind of like the Road to Necrosonic Festival, which I'm very, very keen on. Like Kent has put together such a fucking unreal lineup. And we've got so
Psychroptic headlining, isn't it?
Yeah, like Psychroptic, man. There's
Astrodeath from memory.
Astrodeath. Like there's so many of our friends on this lineup. Like Freedom of Fear. I keep saying that. Look, that they're gonna get sick of me saying it. But kids, but they're not kids. I'm just really fucking old, and they're like younger than me. So I love those guys and girls. Like I think that band is like one of the best fucking bands in this country. If you've ever seen Freedom of Fear live, amazing people as well. Maddie is plays a solo on our song "The Hunted" that you probably heard. I feel like we're very lucky to have had him jump on. I was like, hey man, can you do a solo? He's like, yeah, sweet, let's go. And I was like, I can't believe that worked. But yeah, that festival is going to be unreal. Like, and it kicks. I mean, our fun and games kick off this weekend with this Black Rheno show. I mean, look, I just consider myself lucky to be standing next to these guys. Unreal.
No, it's going to be great. This will be my first time seeing everyone except for Piston Fist. I've seen Piston Fist before, but
Mm,
you guys, Odious, Odious is
yeah.
Odious playing this one? Yeah. Fuck Black Rheno. So it's going to be a fun. It's going to be a great night, man. Looking forward to it.
Man, I will tell you what, like Black Rheno, shout out to Miller and the boys. Like he is have you interviewed Miller before?
I have, yeah.
Like,
Oh, wait, Miller himself? Potentially not, but I've dealt with him a lot
okay.
through cold etiquette.
Okay. Man, one of the best dudes in the industry and probably one of the best front men. Like, I don't know, there's quite a few in Australia that I consider like really, really good front men, but he is like top five in my opinion. If you see him live, he is just a fucking machine. But off stage, he's just super inspirational. He's just super positive, really supportive of other bands. Like when we went down to Frankie's and played Frankie's, he drove like 40 minutes to come and just watch us and hang out.
Yeah.
Like, man, just one of the best dudes who just loves life, loves playing music. And, you know, he's happy to get into a van and drive and travel and do things old school rock and roll. And I think that's what a lot of bands need to really look towards is guys like that that go, hey man, like if you want to go do it, there's no buses, there's none of this fucking fancy shit.
Mm.
Like it's 2 minute noodles and driving cross country with your boys, hanging out, and going and playing some fucking metal. And he's shout out to Miller. He's amazing. Black Rheno, great live band. Fuck, of course, Toddy. Rose Toddy. They are great fun. Lots of dicks. I don't know if they'll bring the dicks out. There's lots of dicks on stage. Um, and of course the Piston Fist boys, like Jeffro. What a rad dude. What a bunch of rad people. Like we played many, many shows with them in the past. And Odious, thrash, fucking straight up thrash, melt your face off. Like, what else do you want?
Oh.
Beers and good times.
All right, mate. I will see you there. Are you going to be a botch?
No,
Okay.
unfortunately, no botching for me.
Nil by
Uh,
botch?
no botch, no botch. I am going to be doing a lot of this kind of stuff, but I've got a couple of guys going and covering. So
Easy.
yeah, but hey man, thanks for inviting me onto your show. It's been absolute honor to sit with you, my friend.
Yeah, man. Easy. I'll see you on Saturday, man. Be good.